Division A Spring Finals here from Rashawn, Quebec. GM Lyristis, better known as Cristiano Ronaldo. Mac Hirak, better known as Mac Hirak, here for the Div A Finals. Gentlemen, we have, I guess, an uncharacteristic final matchup here. We thought it would be ABE versus the Finest. It is Top Guns versus the Finest. GM, quick thought here on the Finest and ABE, not ABE, but Top Guns.
Look, these two teams are no strangers to each other. They know how each other work. They've already faced off 2 times in the regular season, with Montreal's Finest having taken both of those games. That being said, like, this core of guys, this Top Guns, Kevin and Paul are no strangers, having faced off against each other. We've seen upsets where Montreal's Finest have been on the losing end. It's going to come down to the wire.
Pretty sure that Nardone mentioned that Paul Lapierre has never beat a Kevin Wyeth.
Well, it has happened. Overnight tournaments.
That doesn't count. It's not on record, Gia.
Those are for charity, actually.
For charity.
But looking at this game right now, guys, we talked about last week, and Vince, you're part of that loss with ABE against
I'm not Vince for the
whatever.
50th time.
I like calling you Vince.
Oh, my God.
But, Maddie, you look at this game. Could Top Guns afford to have that same performance like they did against you guys, against the Finest?
Absolutely not. I said it. I was talking to Kevin before this game. I said if they bring out the same type of game that they played against us in the semifinals, they're going to get pummeled. Absolutely pummeled. You played against 5.5 guys, and you won 27-26. Potentially should have lost it, in my opinion.
And for those who didn't see the game, Paul Lapierre threw an end zone INT, picked off by Mac Hirak. However, they couldn't get that ball out of their own end zone.
Just unable to punch it in there.
Could we just not talk about the semifinal? We're in the final right now. I'm
Yes,
still
you
hurt
are.
from it. Still hurt.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. It is going to be Top Guns on offense, Finest on defense. We talk about the Top Guns offense and what they are. They had a pretty good year when you think about it, but we'll see what they do. They're 5-1 when games are decided by 7 points. We'll see if it's a low-scoring game. Lapierre, Lyristis, upfield. Lyristis will get close up to the first down. Tackle, note still on his feet. Nate Taylor with a tackle, and that should be enough for a first down.
You know what? Top Guns, one thing about them this year is they really started to pick it up after the halfway point, and they really haven't looked back. Yes, they've lost some games on the way, but for the most part, they have been stepping up their game big time.
Just that quick out, that read to Lyristis was right there. Just those easy yards right away.
That's
fantastic.
That's Paul Lapierre's go-to if he's got nothing else. He's got his main man, Lyristis.
Second and a nose for the Top Gun offense. We are a minute and a half into this game. Opening drive for the Top Guns offense. Paul Lapierre in at quarterback. Jacques Void, the left slot back. Looking left. Jamil Springer, his first catch, up the sidelines and tackled right away by Pat Chenard, who makes it on time from his touch tournament in Unionville, Ontario?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there you go.
Apparently they lost in the semis, from what I heard.
Oh, there you go.
That catch and the yards afterwards are enough to get Jamil that first down, move Top Guns, move those chains. This is honestly what needs to be done right now.
Well, if that Paul's main goal is, if they're going to play off like that, he's going to have those 5-yard hooks all day.
First and 10 for the Top Guns offense inside the Finest territory for the first time on the opening drive. Kareem Bennett, the rusher. Lapierre pumping. Short pass, Lyristis. And he is met by Keyshawn Thompson for the tackle.
A little bit of bump after the play, too, by Jermaine Lewis. It's going to be an interesting one here, just the dynamic between these two teams as well. We know that both teams are very, very intense. The ferocity of Montreal's Finest is definitely going to be a key factor in this game.
Finest won the first game 50-20, the second game 39-25. Kevin Wyeth, 12 TDs, 1 INT. Paul Lapierre had 5 TDs, 2 INTs in the 2 games. Here's Paul Lapierre looking to open up the drive with his touchdown. Jacques Void, great fingertip grab, touchdown.
Great play. Fantastic. If you're going to play weak coverage like that, Paul's going to exploit you, especially with – he's got guys like Jacques Void, he's got Jamil Springer. Guys you can't lay off. You have to play aggressive defense on them, and Finest are going to make adjustments for sure.
Opening drive goes towards Top Guns. Now, GM looking ahead here for the Finest offense. They're good, but they have not been great all season long.
Summer for them, it's different though, right?
Like they're missing a few guys who are in that core. Brian Lariviere is not here in the spring. Aked Moore. In the meantime, he seems Kevin Wyeth has seemed to have been leaning on Patrick Jerome a little bit more.
And that is no good. So it remains 6-0 here, guys. Who has to be the go-to for this finest offense? Mike Harrington. This is a fully loaded offense back for the first time in a long time here. But who's that go-to guy in your opinion?
The guy that they replaced Ken Moore for, Patrick Jerome. All day. Even Kevin Wyeth said in the press conference, who would you rather have, so-and-so or Pat Jerome? He's going to take Pat Jerome all day.
He has the ability to really just clear that field and get separation, and that's going to be huge in this game against the vicious Top Guns defenders.
And here is Kevin Wyeth in at quarterback. Pat Jerome playing the right slot back, covered by Leo Lanny. Quick pass, Kareem Bennett upfield, and quickly tackled by Double L for a second down coming up.
You saw Kevin Wyeth making those pre-snap adjustments too, just sort of seeing what the defense was giving him here, making Leo Lanny choose between Kareem Bennett and Pat Jerome on that out.
Second coming up here, Kareem Bennett this year had 5 TDs in the last 6 games. He had 10 catches and 4 TDs versus Top Guns.
Mokan, is this the worst Montreal's finest team you've ever seen?
2 games. I've seen better ones.
Oh, Jesus.
And we'll see what happens now. High snap.
Oh, boy.
And that is a big mistake from Kareem Bennett to Kevin Wyeth.
To be honest with you, right before the game, Kevin and I were having a conversation about his only sack of the year, which was a Kareem Bennett over-the-head throw in one of the games, or one of the over-the-head snap, and he just did it again.
And now here's a golden opportunity for the Top Guns defense. Jim, what do you think they'll call now in this next play?
Kevin is patient enough that he's going to chop it in half before on that 4th down, trying to convert. But that's really all that has to go now. We've got 3rd and 15, 18. This is going to be a huge drive for them.
Better snap. Wyeth.
And
caught by Jerome, pushed out of bounds, and that should be enough for a first down.
You know what is funny is that we have loudspeakers this year, and they can hear what we're saying.
That's great.
And he still pulled out the cutting off the half the field. Good call, GM.
Thank you.
Good call.
So Jerome gets his first catch, 15 yards, and now they are just at midfield, and they keep that drive alive as we are in the first 5 minutes of play of this first half.
I'm really looking at this matchup right here, right now. Mike Harrington against Jamil Springer. This is going to be one I want to look at on this snap.
We'll see if Wyeth tests Springer. High snap again. Wyeth looking right. Sidelines flagging the play. We'll see if that is rusher interference coming up, and it appears it is going to go against Kareem Bennett as Carl Denis is waving his arm in celebration.
You were just mentioning the matchup between Jamil Springer and Mike Harrington, but after last week's game against my team, ABE, Jamil was severely hurt. So I don't know if he's at 100% right now. It could be very good to exploit that for Kevin Wyeth.
When I saw him Thursday, guys, he said he wasn't fully healthy, but he would play.
Although there was that draw on that, the flag on that play, it looked like Harrington was drawing deep with Pat Jerome able to make that out quickly.
And as a result, they are pushed back. It'll be 1st and 15 for the finest offense.
I don't want to say it too loud, but you can see Jamil's limping.
We'll see if he will be tested. Another high snap. Wyeth caught by Jerome upfield, and he's tackled just shy of the first down by Leo Lanny. It will be second down coming up.
These are exactly the reads that Kevin needs to be making right now. You see Ryan Perry in that 3 position as that safety who's dropping right away, and basically Kevin's having his choice between Kareem Bennett and Pat Jerome on that quick in and making Leo Lanny commit to one or the other.
For anybody that didn't listen to the press conferences, Kevin said his go-to route is Pat Jerome on a post. I think that's what Ryan Perry is taking away right now.
3rd down for the finest offense. First opportunity again. Over the middle, caught. Bennett tackled right away by Leo Lanny, who has his 3rd tackle of this drive.
Lannies are all about those tackles.
Yep.
All about those tackles. They're aggressive on them. They're always in the good position to make those hard-fought tackles to get short yardage.
We're seeing that Kevin has kind of consistently gone around that area of the field, so that may be the matchup that he's looking at right now that he likes. So something to keep in mind.
You and I both know that he likes to pick on people. So if he sees a weakness somewhere, he's going to keep going to it. And right now, it's looking like it's Leo.
And this is a long drive. This is almost this is now surpassed 4 minutes. Usually the finest score inside of 3 minutes, but they're taking their time. Wyeth looking left. Pump, short sidearm. Bennett brought down by the other Lanny, and it'll be second down coming up.
Sidearm throw by Kevin.
You're talking about this is an uncharacteristically long drive for the finest. I think that right now the fact that they're trailing, they're managing the game a little bit more efficiently, making sure that Top Guns have a little bit less influence on that offensive drive next.
In the past couple of seasons, I've noticed that Kevin's really starting to concentrate on the time management. He's really trying to add that to his game, and it's really stepping it up one notch, even if I didn't think it was possible.
Big play for the Finest. Looking right. Going back in the end zone. Open. Mike Harrington, 6'6".
Wide open.
There that is. Yeah, absolutely. Like, Harrington had enough time to just plant and turn and wait for the ball. And this is going to be a barn burner.
And Harrington talking smack as usual. I love it. I love it.
And these two teams, they are not lost for words when you look at who is trash talking each side of the football.
Well, having the main trash talkers from ABE on the Top Guns, or AB or D-Boys or whoever you want to call us, it'll be a fun game to watch.
Wyeth looking for the extra point to go up by 1. Jerome, tap, and he is in. 7-6 lead.
Beautiful drag. Beautiful drag.
Those completions seem to be all in the middle of the field towards that right side as well. So, Matt, you mentioned Kevin sort of picking on those matchups. It's just going to get worse from here if that's the way it's going to be.
Kevin's one of the smartest QBs out there. Of course he's going to pick on the weaklings.
You look at the Finest championship experience, gentlemen, they have 53 titles amongst the team, with Jermaine Parrish not winning
53 titles?
Amongst the members right now.
Some of
Top
those are
Guns,
shared, obviously, in the same
absolutely.
season.
Top Guns 23 only. Scott Payne, the lone member who's not won. Rashawn Perry with his first catch, brought down by Keyshawn Thompson for a 2-yard gain.
Who's that? Who's the only one that didn't win?
Scott Payne.
Scott Payne. Wow.
He was not part of that ONS crew that did win, even though he is in that core. But everyone else on this team, decorated veterans on both sides.
7-6 lead. Matt Kirak, Jim Clarathos, Mocon here. We are in the first half. Second possession for the Top Guns offense as we approach 12:15 left in this first half. Looking left, now looking over the middle, wide open. Scott Payne, way over his head. He went up the ladder and couldn't corral it in.
Scott Payne had that separation from Nathan and Garrett Taylor. It looked like Paul just had a little bit of trouble finding him there. There was a bit of miscommunication on just how he ran that route. But
Nate had him covered all the way through. Even if it was great, perfectly thrown, I think Nate would have had a pick.
Second down coming up. It's third down, my apologies, coming up here. The first third down opportunity for the Top Guns. So far right now, they are 1 for 1 in first down conversions, but this is their first chance at third down. So we'll see what they do. Who will be the go-to guy? Jacques Void could be the guy.
Harrington out at rush for this play. Karim Bennett is in to rush Paul Lapierre. That's going to be a matchup as well to look at.
I don't think the rush was a big deal against Paul as much as...
Avoid. Payne. 2-tap catch and is caught Parrish with the tackle. That'll be enough for a first down.
You say that, Matt, but just like a half second more, it looked like Karim actually had that sack there. It was close, but as always, we're going to give it to the quarterback on this one.
Listen, Mo's talked all year about how they are lacking at the rusher position. It's not going to change now, but it's not going to affect their game.
Well,
this is how they've managed.
If you left your team, wouldn't you be saying that they would be lacking at the rusher position as well?
No, I don't think he left. I think he got kicked out.
Who's this?
You.
No. I left on top. All right, back to live action. First and 10 for the Top Guns offense. At midfield, Lapierre looking left. Short.
Nope.
Springer.
No way.
Incomplete.
No way.
We'll see. Maybe we'll get a replay on that one, but Jamil Springer thought he had both feet in.
Just that stutter step in and then back out. That window was very, very tight, and it almost looked like it, but...
Look right now, looking to his left, and
a very nonchalant ran route.
Yeah.
It's about awareness, field awareness, and that time Jamil Springer had none of that.
Jamil normally does have it, though. It's just maybe the injury is affecting him more than we think.
Second and 10 for the Top Guns offense.
Switch on the lineup here. Jamil's now on the right side, our left in the slot.
And Jermaine Lewis Parrish on him. Lapierre looking
wide open
right.
in the middle.
Void, great catch.
Great adjustment.
First down and more.
That middle was completely open. He had Jamil and he had Jacques Void completely open. Wow.
Jacques Void had a little bit of that inside shoulder getting ready for the pass. Great adjustment. Went on his outside, made that catch and corralled it in. Huge for his team right now.
Fourth first down of this first half, and we are approaching 9:40 left in this opening stanza right now. And for Top Guns, they don't look bewildered at all going up against the mighty Montreal's Finest.
Do we see this being a 1-point game or coming down to converts or that one mistake on offense?
Yeah, I don't know. The way Montreal's Finest D is playing right now, not too Not too aggressive.
Incomplete. Intended for Lyristis or Scott Payne. Not too sure who was that going for, but Nate Taylor in on the coverage.
He had Rashawn Perry short wide open. No one was in his vicinity.
Paul's looking at those timing routes right now.
And here's a replay, gentlemen. And no one there for the Top Guns to bring that ball in for 6 points.
We don't have the angle, but on the right side there, on that replay, Rashawn Perry is wide open.
We'll see if they go back to that play down the road here. It is coming up to a critical juncture of this game for Top Guns as we approach 8:40 left. Lapierre looking left, slant in, Springer! Tackle just shot the goal line.
Great tackle by Keyshawn Thompson, making sure that although that reception went through, it is not for a touchdown.
And this drive has lasted 4:40, so they've kept Wyeth on the sidelines, which has been a big thing to keep him away from the football field.
You read my mind, Mo. I was just about to ask you how long the drive has been going. I think that's a key to Top Gun's success, too, is to keep Kevin Wyeth off the field as much as possible. But in scoring, you need to score when you do that.
Yeah, it's all for nothing if you're drawing down the clock and then you can't punch it in the red zone.
Could this be Jacques Voigt time at the 1 yard line? The out pass that has worked very well for Paul Lapierre.
You see it in Jamil.
Matt Kirouac calling attention to what we discussed prior of the injury.
Looking ahead, Voigt was the first option, going back in the end zone over the head of Springer, and Springer venting his frustration towards Paul Lapierre.
4th down.
That's a narrow window there with Pat Chenard covering that route closely. You really have to just sling it and hope for the best.
But you could clearly see that as the game goes on, Jamil is hurt. I don't know if he's going to take himself out, but his heel is hurting him.
And again, from looking from the replay, you can just see he doesn't have the explosive ability to go up in the air to catch that ball. And here's a critical play of the game for the Top Guns. 4th down coming up for Top Guns. Can they cash it in for 6 and go up 12-7? We'll find out on this next play.
Keyshawn Thompson, very vocal pre-snap, getting ready, getting his troops fired up.
Scott Payne, the right slot. Jacques Voigt, the left slot. Looking to the left, waiting. Open, Payne through his hands.
Oh.
And gentlemen, and Matt Kirouac, you know very well, Scott Payne had the exact same drops inside the red zone at the 1 yard line against ABE.
This is very early on, but this is definitely a play that we're going to reference as this game goes on, as a possible turning point. We're going to need to see now. It's really on the Top Guns defense who are going to have to come up with a stop here because, as we know, the finest, they march, they score.
I know you just directed that at me, but I was still in shock from that drop. That's huge drop. You can't do that against the finest, man.
Yeah, you wonder if finest could cash it in for points. As Jim alluded to, they could be control of this game the rest of the way. Harrington, drop ball. A rare drop from Mike Harrington.
He was looking upfield. On that one. He wanted those yak yards, for sure.
We're seeing now the emotions are really high. Tempers are flaring a little bit. This is when this game is going to get decided.
You know what? I think Keyshawn was really ripped into Scott Payne from dropping that ball. That got to him.
I believe they're teammates on the outdoor touch team, are they not?
Doesn't matter. You can still talk.
Yep.
It's brotherly love.
You're not anybody's teammate, no?
That I am not. I am in my own country. Wyeth looking left.
Oh.
Short. Thompson upfield, and Rashawn Perry with the tackle just shy of the first down marker.
Good 7-8 yards on that one. That's good. Drop it down 3rd down, 2. That's what Kevin wants.
And here's a critical 3rd down coming up for the finest offense so far today. They're 1 for 1 on 3rd down conversions.
Whenever we talk about it, we talk about the efficiency of that Montreal's finest offense. I think that you're going to talk about these critical 3rd downs and just how they've made the most of them up until this point.
I think one thing about Montreal's finest, they will go for it on 4th, even if they're in their own zone. So
Harrington, great low catch. Springer with the tackle. 1st down, and they'll move those sticks.
That's it. To be honest with you, everybody knows being a part of a Division I, Division A team, we know that the way to get to the finest or to be able to compete with the finest is playing man. And that's what they're doing right now. And Kevin's just going to go after the people that he thinks are the weak ones in the bunch. And he's doing that right now. Jamil's injury or Leo.
Garrett Taylor, the left slot. Keyshawn Thompson, the left wide out. Looking over the middle. Avoids the sack from Carl Denis. He has real estate. Away he goes. 7, 10, and he might have been tackled right away by Springer. Yes, he is. But Carl Denis missed a golden opportunity to get that sack.
A robotic spin. That was.
That's definitely one you'll want back, and I know Carl especially, but Carl had the speed and the angle on Kevin, and Kevin just managed to move his hips in just such a way and make a play out of it. we see whenever Kevin runs, it's always that perfect moment, and that's definitely going to be one that Carl will want back.
Gentlemen, just to make a point here with the pass rush, Carl Denis has had Kevin Wyeth's number at times in years past, and you wonder that might factor in down the road. High snap again. Wyeth looking left. Short pass, Green Bennett, open field. Bennett, a little head fake, and he is brought down by Rashawn Perry, enough for a first down.
Ryan Perry. Oh, Rashawn Perry, you got it. I always try to correct
both
you.
Perry brothers there,
yeah,
sort of boxing him in. Yeah, it looks like at this moment, Karim Bennett is just dominating that matchup along the middle with Ryan Perry playing off, and just that little window is there.
Fourth catch of the first half for Karim Bennett. 3:35, a very fast-moving first half, gentlemen. Not the long, stop and go we saw.
It's not the Montreal Finest-esque that we usually see.
Wyeth, pump, middle, sidearm, Bennett!
Wow.
Brought down by Rashawn Perry? No, touchdown.
Touchdown.
And Ryan Perry is not happy about that.
That is definitely what you call threading the needle there with that sidearm pass.
And
Kevin's had to do that twice today.
yes, he has.
Carl is in his face, but he's not getting to the flag, which he needs to be doing more.
Do you dare to go man-to-man if you're the Top Guns defense against Wyeth?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah,
100%.
Matt just mentioned that this is sort of the way to get in the heads of the finest, so that you have to play man, but you need to make sure that
You
all
can
those
do it.
matchups are covered. Exactly. Bennett
Wide
again.
open, Bennett.
See, on those plays, they're not going man, and that's what the holes are wide open. Kevin's going to read you in zone all day. 4-1 all day. It doesn't matter. You need to stick to man. As a D-boy or ABE, Roosters and Donkeys, whatever, that's what we do. I'll tell everybody we stick to man because we have the guys that can cover them.
You mentioned earlier that this isn't a finest that we're used to, but I think this is exactly the finest we're used to. It's that they're taking essentially what the defense are giving them. It's not, the matchups aren't those deep routes. It's just chopping up at the field.
And here's a critical drive coming up for the Top Guns with about 2:18 left, for knowing that they will not get the ball at halftime. You wonder if Keyshawn Thompson might call timeouts for one more drive. Flagging the play.
Offside. Is it offside?
Either a false, yeah, it looks like it's being signaled as a false start.
False start.
And right now, 14-6 lead for the finest. It is momentum on their side right now for the team
I think
in black.
that was Scott Payne. That was false start. Oh.
Scott Payne's football IQ not on par with this
Not
game
as per
so
usual.
far. Yes, Scott Payne is definitely a threat, and if you look at his stats this year for the Top Guns, Scott Payne had 3 catches for 115 yards against Legends and 1 touchdown. Had 2 TDs against the Rainmakers, and he went for a meager 10 yards and 1 touchdown in the win over ABE. Going deep down the left sidelines. No one there but black shirts. Garrett Taylor, Pat Chenard, Jacques Voigt, the intended receiver, and Rashawn Perry now voicing his displeasure that he was wide open.
Jacques Voigt was pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, he was definitely forced out of bounds there. I was looking to see that on the replay, but there was absolutely nothing there. With
the replay.
We'll see if the replay will come up right now, but without a doubt, this has not been a good first half for the Top Guns offense.
The adjustments being made here seem to be solely on the side of Montreal's finest for time being.
Now, if you're finest, James, do you call the timeouts? We're inside a minute left in this first half, John.
I don't think it's necessary.
Now's not the
time.
time.
No,
Now's
especially with who started on offense, it's not going to be an issue in the second half. So then we know where they're going to score.
Voigt, quick catch, and Jermaine Parrish with the tackle, and now a timeout call
there it is.
by the
Did it.
finest.
Looks like they're going to make the most of every opportunity presented to them.
They feel as if their defense is going to be solid enough to stop them, and they want to score one more time before halftime. And they get the ball back. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think that should this stop happen, that'll be one of the turning points, along with that turnover on downs from Scott Payne.
And right now, for Top Guns, this might be a blessing in disguise. Just take a step back, take a breather, and get themselves refocused for what could be maybe another play or two, or maybe even all 5 plays for them to go for the touchdown.
What's your call here, Mo?
Well, I think, look, Jacques Voigt's been the most consistent player for them, gentlemen. I think he'll be their guy on this play coming up.
Jacques usually is, though. He usually is the man on most teams.
Big play. 3rd down coming up for Lapierre. Good snap, looking to his left, waiting, going deep. Rashawn Perry, Garrett Taylor in on the coverage. And now 4th down. What do you do if you're Paul Lapierre, gentlemen?
He's gonna go for it.
Yeah, Rashawn Perry and Garrett Taylor exchanging words right now. Jacques Voigt trying to keep him out of the altercation. It looked like a post corner that he didn't really be able to get the separation from Garrett Taylor on there, and solid defense from the Finest.
And it
as
begins,
usual.
boys. This
Yep.
is where
This is where those chirps happen. Yeah.
this is where games
5 plays.
get chirpy. This is what we like to see, though.
And Paul Lapierre feeling very lucky as he will go for it on 4th down. This could be the potential.
Oh,
They
the
will
punt has
now
been
punt
called.
it.
Ooh,
And
that's big.
gentlemen, they kill 1 play. So there's 4 plays left here. But if Finest score, they get the ball back to start the second half here, and this game could be out of reach by then.
Yeah, the Finest are fired up right now. They know that the momentum has swung in their way for sure.
They score here. They get the ball back after half, and they score there. That's a 3-score lead within minutes.
Incredible turn of events right now if the Finest do punch it in for 6. We'll see if the Top Guns can come up with a defensive stop. Ryan Perry, the heart and soul of this defense, very emotional. Can he play big? Here's Wyeth. Short pass. Binet!
Oh, wow.
3 catches, and they almost got that. And, now
and a
flag.
flag. Wow. That's this, you know what? That's going to be the Top Guns' demise. Is those penalties
After
the play,
catch.
aggressive.
Yep.
I mean, you could do all the talking you want. Just don't get choppy. Don't get aggressive on the guys.
Ryan Perry clearly in disagreement with Walter Berry.
Here comes the
over that
replay,
call.
guys. We'll see.
Here it is. Binet, 5 catches, and then he gets knocked down, and that
You
could
know
be
what?
ticky-tack.
I'm not gonna say that's a flag.
No, I think it's a little bit close, but I wouldn't call it a flag.
He was encouraged to the ground.
Okay, he was encouraged to the ground, but it's Division A, Division 1.
Yep.
There's a little bit more contact.
Right there,
in-
gentlemen. That's what maybe
went for
Walter
the
Berry's
ball.
calling him. He went for the ball, but the contact to the shoulder or perhaps the neck area is what may have been the reason why they called the flag.
Ryan Perry's tall.
And another flag.
No.
And Ryan Perry.
Off for 5 plays. There we go.
And right now, you can see Jamil Springer voicing his displeasure. And you wonder if Top Guns should call a timeout just, again, take a breather, because right now, all momentum is in Team Black's side.
We've talked about this all year, that this is going to be their demise. Their conflicting attitudes on every end of the spectrum on this team. It's just, there's too much emotion in one team.
This is adding insult to injury as well. I mean, for the most part, even that contact penalty, although it could have been avoided, is not necessarily a big thing. Having an objectionable contact penalty after the fact is really hurting the Top Guns here.
Listen, you with 4 plays left, with Montreal's Finest in their own zone, you still don't, it's 50-50. Now
Yeah.
you're giving them, in red zone, more of a chance. I mean, it's just, you're not a smart move on the Top Guns' part.
Gentlemen, if there's a silver lining here for the Top Guns, they could get the ball back if the Finals do score very soon.
With 3 plays left.
Wyeth looking open. Jerome dropped it.
Wow.
And that may have been tipped, actually, by Lanny, because it definitely affected the ball a little
Yeah,
bit.
Giovanni Lanni now moved to that middle position. Jacques Void in for Ryan Perry. They've switched it up a little bit.
here's a replay,
so it's going
gentlemen.
to be an interesting coverage change.
Leo Lanny.
Leo Lanny, my
Leo
apologies.
Lanny with the tip.
The better Lanny with the tip.
Oh, man.
Right there. Gorgeous play. Pass deflection for Leo Lanny.
Not to mention that last week against the Rainmakers, Pat Jerome had a couple drops.
Just a shout
than
out
2.
to our editor Eagle there for prepping that replay on point.
Here's another big play for the Finals. Can the Top Guns defense hold serve? Thompson, touchdown.
The bread and butter play. Keyshawn Thompson on the slant in from the wide out left.
Jacques Void got pulled back a little bit. And
Everybody knows that's what's coming. Come on.
you know it's coming, but you still need to be able to stop it.
Absolutely.
At the same time.
Absolutely. But you know what? I think their Top Guns are a little bit too flustered right now to start thinking about what they know is coming. It's just
The half will not come fast enough for Top Guns right now. They really need to just cool down, regroup, and approach this a little differently.
They are unraveling by the seams, gentlemen. You're absolutely right. They have to get to halftime, make sure this is at minimum 14 points.
oh, I snap again.
Wyeth looking for this second quarterback. He finds it to Keyshawn Thompson.
Keyshawn with lots
With
of time
all
right
day.
now.
Through the hands of 2 players, Wyeth and Binet. However, it is a 14-point lead with the ball for the second half coming up.
The only thing I would say for the Finest to go into half is to tell Karim to calm it down with those snaps. That's about it. That's all I see them having to look at right now.
I think he's just been so excited because of the fact that he's just been targeted over and over again,
Yeah.
just marching downfield. 6 receptions up till now.
If we can get a shot of the Top Guns bench, you can just see the steam coming from all the players, how upset they are right now with.
Mocon, it's perma-steam. There's always steam coming off that bench. Of course, look at him.
They are not happy
That's
right now.
none of the team right there.
Yeah, there's-
That's Ryan Reedy.
There we go.
That's Ryan Aridi, actually.
White T-shirt.
Lapierre
Oh, Jacques Void.
There's 2 plays
going
left.
deep. End zone. Thompson.
Oh!
Jacques Void.
Jacques Void.
Jacques Void with the catcher's touch. And it is now a 20-12 lead, and we talk about
Turning
them
point.
having life.
Yeah, he played that tip perfectly, and honestly, this is exactly what Top Guns need going into this half.
3 finest went up against each other and tapped it right into Jacques Void's
Here we go,
hands.
gentlemen. Good throw by Paul Lapierre. And right
3
there,
of them. Look at them. 3 of them.
Jermaine Lewis Parrish, Nate Taylor, and I believe Keyshawn Thompson was the other one. Nate Taylor behind the plate was Keyshawn and Jermaine Lewis Parrish, and Jacques Void there to scoop up.
And John Lyristis also there to make sure that Jacques caught it.
That's a veteran play right there.
Lapierre looking. Corner
No.
of the end zone. Void. Well out.
Ooh, with a little bit of contact from Pat Chenard on that play as well.
So at the
Non-catchable pass.
end of the first half, 20-12, gentlemen, your thoughts?
That last play is the only hope that I feel like Top Guns had.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If you looked at this game objectively and thought 2012, wow, that's been a close game thus far, it hasn't, and its momentum has just swung in the favor of the Top Guns, and they need to make the most out of
I
this.
wouldn't necessarily say the momentum's thrown in their favor, but they've kept themselves in the game.
They're not out of the game anymore.
They were 1 play away from being out of this game completely, and Jacques gave them a lifeline. Paul Lapierre too. There's Jordy. There's Jordell.
We have
playing football.
FPF Junior's finest right here.
That's it. That's the quarterback of the Jamil Springer's team, right?
Crystal throws passes better than I do. That's then again, that's not a hard thing to achieve. But
No, it's not. You got your first finals touchdown today?
No, I didn't actually. Mistake.
No, that was Mo Khan's mistake, or Pease's mistake.
Yeah. So in the second half, what do Montreal's finest need to do to put it away?
Honestly, nothing. They just got to keep playing their game.
They need to do nothing to put it away.
Oh no, to continue playing the way they've been
Yeah,
playing.
absolutely.
Just they got unlucky on that last play, which could give, like you said, Top Guns momentum back in the game. I don't think so personally. I think the emotions are going to get the better of them.
We're going to need to see Top Guns just jumping those routes. This first drive will be key for them as well. They're going to need to score here regardless, but also hope that they can come up with that unlikely stop against the finest offense.
Well, if they're going to do it, they're going to have to do it in the first drive just to keep close in this game. And they're still down 8. Still a big lead against a team like Finest.
What are the keys now for Top Guns, though? They need that turnover, gentlemen, but they're only down by 8 points. We thought they would have been down by 2 scores, perhaps even 3 scores if Finest were to end up scoring in the opening drive.
Keeping their emotions in check. They can't get frustrated like they did out there, causing penalties that bring the Finest into the red zone from half field.
Here are the Sportier halftime stats, and I'm looking at it right now. Pretty even in terms of time of possession, but of course they had that 6-minute drive that was all for naught for Top Guns inside the red zone. And we talk about that draw by Scott Payne. That has been the difference, and that sort of unraveled things for them for the next 5 minutes afterwards.
They're only now starting to catch up to that, absolutely. And I think that the Top Guns defense is going to have to come out eager and firing in order to make a difference, because otherwise it's looking bleak.
Gentlemen, who has to step up for both teams? Green Bay had a strong first half, but is there anyone that has to step up for the Finest, and is there anyone in particular for Top Guns that has to play better in the second half?
I'm going to put it on the shoulders of Ryan Perry to come back from that huge penalty that he took to get Finest up by 2 scores. He's going to have to come back and keep those emotions in check as long as you possibly can, Ryan. As long as you can. And Rashawn too, but
We mentioned Scott Payne as well. That drop notwithstanding, we have Jamil Springer injured, so that right there, you need to automatically take an elevated role on that offense considering. So I think that for Paul, he needs to have someone that he has his faith to throw in again, and Scott Payne needs to earn that for him.
absolutely. He needs to get his head back in the game because it's very easy to get taken out of the game when you drop a ball and then the Finest chirp you to the end of your
Yeah, that's definitely
game.
in every pass after that. It's going to be in the back of your mind, and especially against a team like the Finest, they're not going to let you forget it.
All right, gentlemen, let's get the second half underway here. It is a 20-12 lead for the Finest, and quite the swing of momentum for either side. We thought Finest was going to have it all, but Top Guns regained some of it back Now the question is, can Top Guns get back in this game down by 8 with Finest in possession?
You could see them talking here. You could see that they're talking to each other, trying to keep each other focused. Let's hope they get it done.
All right, first play of the second half. Wyeth looking right. Going sidelines, Pat Jerome, and he's gone to that play before, and it's 15 yards and a first down.
That's that draw with that fly from Harrington with the deep out from Pat Jerome that's just been there consistently in this game.
You could see that Top Guns were not playing man on that play. They were playing a zone, but like I said before, the key to beating the Finest, if you got the personnel to keep up with them, is to play man. And if they're going to keep playing zone like this, Kevin's going to read you like a book, and he's just going to destroy.
I think that you have to make the best with what you have right now, and having an injured Jamil Springer, it puts a damper on playing man, especially against a player like Mike Harrington.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I agree with that too.
Over midfield, Finest are in the Top Guns territory. Wyeth looking left, short pass, Keyshawn Thompson, another drop ball for the Finest.
It's interesting. Both Top Gun defenders, Rashawn Perry and Giuliani, were away from that play. Kevin just made that read right away and found Keyshawn. Would have helped to have a reception here, but the drive continues.
You can't give that much of a cushion on Keyshawn Thompson, especially on the outsides. That's Kevin, what he likes to do with him. It's either in red zone with the slant or on the outsides, those 10 hooks, 15 hooks. Can't keep it in that
Second
much of a
down,
cushion.
pump. Thompson almost picked off and double deflected by Rashawn Perry. Great job, great coverage by the star player for Top Guns.
These are those defensive plays that we need to be seeing from Top Guns in order to keep them in this.
He needed to pick that off.
Yeah.
Right? He needed to pick that off.
I
right?
think had
Here
he
comes
picked
the
that off,
replay there, Jim.
he had that angle all the way down.
That was just a bad read by Kevin, I think.
And gentlemen, the one thing you look at the Finest, it has happened a few times where they've held leads and then teams would chip away at it, and you wonder now the Finest might be wilting under the pressure slightly with the way that the Top Guns have come out the last few plays.
I think it's a little too early to call that, but it's an 8-point game. It's still anyone's game here.
Wyeth looking
Garrett
left.
Taylor wide open.
Taylor, touchdown.
How is he that open?
He just broke separation from Giovanni Lani, and from there that sort of skinny post was you couldn't not go to it.
I'm going to assume that Ryan Perry took off with somebody into the right corner, because there's no way that Garrett Taylor should be that open at all.
Well, for Garrett Taylor, he gets to 6 points and a big play and broken coverage from the Top Guns defense. And you look at the stats right now, 7 first downs for the Finest. They converted on the third down again, 2 for 2.
I think that was a cover 2 in the middle was wide open on a cover 2 all day.
Well, that was more than a cover 2. That was wide open. Here's Wyeth, second quarterback in play, Keyshawn Thompson, no one within 20 yards of him. He has all day back in the end zone. Pat Jerome, yes.
Okay, they're gonna need to do something to adjust here, because that's twice Keyshawn Thompson lines up as the halfback. Carl stays with Kevin Wyeth, but someone else from the Top Guns defense is going to have to rush that halfback, because Keyshawn has been throwing without interruption or without rush.
Was that 1 or 2?
That was 1. So 27-12 for the Finest, up by 2 scores.
It looks like it's 28-12 is what it's been spotted at on the sidelines.
It is 28-12. Our apologies, 28-12. Lapierre, short pass. Lyristis tackled by 2 Finest players led by Jermaine Lewis-Parrish, and that should be just shy of the first down.
That quick little curl to Paul's right has been the go-to for Lyristis, and he's made every one of those catches. So I think just sort of trying to draw that out with a deep route above it for Paul to make that choice should be.
Paul needs to start thinking about scoring right off the bat here. He needs to.
Again, Lyristis wide open, first down and more.
Holding.
Spin move. Flag on the play. And Keyshawn, it is now Keyshawn Thompson that is with the flag.
Solid holding call. That's going to be another 5 yards.
So Lyristis gets more real estate, and they'll get even better field position going inside deep Montreal's Finest territory.
They're chipping away here. So long as they score, it's favorable for them. However, Top Guns still need to worry about getting that turnover on defense. You have to play perfect in the second half, basically.
5th first down conversion for the Top Guns offense in this game. Jacques Voigt, the left wideout. Jamil Springer now playing the left slot. Springer, fake reverse. Lapierre is going to run. Gets around Harrington and tackled by Keyshawn Thompson inside the red zone.
You had that wrap from Jamil Springer there, which sort of put a damper on the speed of Harrington's rush. That being said, Paul has chipped it in half here.
He also missed the sack, which he should have had. That damn spin move.
That's where it comes from. You don't want to catch an elbow to the face.
No, you don't.
Paul's too tall, man. He's not going to catch an elbow.
If there's any history, albeit not so great for Top Guns, they're 2-3 when
Paul's
they
already
trail
said
at
he doesn't
halftime.
have...
Great timeout call by Keyshawn Thompson there. Top Gun's identifying that when Harrington switched sides on the rush, he was no longer protected.
16:52 left here. All right, gentlemen, look at this right now. Jacques Void was the go-to guy in the first half, but they covered that very well on the last time they were in the red zone. So is it Jamil Springer time now on the red zone?
No.
Does he have confidence in Scott Payne?
He should.
He needs to.
He needs to go back to Scott Payne right now. Absolutely. He needs. This is his time. He's got what? He's got first down on this one right now?
So we're seeing a little bit of a pre-snap movement here. Jacques Void now on Paul's right along with Jamil Springer.
It's a big
Scott
switch.
Payne
So they
being moved
flip
to
the
left.
side,
Yep,
yeah.
Big
they
switch.
flipped it here.
They flip it here, gentlemen.
So this helps in keeping the Montreal's finest defense guessing, but they still have to deliver.
Looking right. Back in the end zone. Void. Touchdown.
Good call, Mokan. Good call.
I should have been a defensive coordinator, gentlemen.
But you're not.
That I am not.
Void getting separation from Jermaine Lewis there and just making it work.
28-18, so 10-point lead. 2 points. They're going for one here, but would you go for two?
No, it looks like they are going for
Oh,
two.
they are going for two. My apologies. So this is the right call in your opinion, gentlemen?
I mean, you're down 16. Now you're down. What is it?
You're down
10? You're
10.
down 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? You have to. You need two scores with 2 points. Otherwise, it's a 3-score game.
Make the most of what you have
Exactly.
on offense.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Do
You
we
dug
see a
this hole.
halfback situation here for the injured Jamil Springer?
Yep.
Yep, lining up at halfback.
And here is Springer. Has all day. Looking. Surveys. Open. Rashawn Perry gets that poked away. And a
penalty.
flag.
Oh, interesting.
Keyshawn Thompson not happy with that. And Rashawn Perry and another flag. Garrett Taylor.
Garrett Taylor's out. Garrett Taylor's out.
So right now,
I think
both
that's 2
teams,
penalties
this
in
is,
the favor of
yeah.
Top Guns here.
They might add on the second penalty on the next drive, perhaps, as opposed to taking it now. So
No, because the convert wasn't successful. I
no,
think
so
they're gonna have to-
they'll apply one now, then the second penalty on the ensuing
Most
drive for
likely,
the
yeah.
finals,
Yeah.
more likely than not. So, and well, 4 referees, gentlemen, that means very minimal margin of error if you want to trip away. But right now for the finals, they have to keep their cool, even though they're up by 10. And look at this right now, gentlemen.
Keyshawn getting amped up throughout the call.
Yes. Now let's look at it again here as we reverse the rewind. The ball goes up.
Oh, yes.
Keyshawn. Ooh. Was that hand or was that
was
body?
a tomahawk.
It was a tomahawk. So right call by Walter Barry, and it will be an extra point attempt a little bit closer
I
towards
think
the
they're
end
going to
zone.
go.
That being said, Rashawn Perry still needs to come up with that catch.
They were already going for 2, so I don't know how this works penalty-wise.
They may be going for 2 from the 5.5.
And then they get penalty yards
Exactly.
on the ensuing drive. Okay.
In fact, that looks exactly like it is from the 5.5. Gives Paul Lapierre still that ability to run for those 2 points. But
This
the
is the
ability to
best
distribute the ball.
possible scenario for the Top Guns right now.
So Pat Jerome comes in for Garrett Taylor, albeit though Taylor, yes, he plays offense, but he's not the main focus on the offense. So not much of a drop from that department here. But Pat Jerome does come in defense. But gentlemen, let's not forget what Pat Jerome did a few years ago against Frank LeBeau and the Gladiators.
That 1-point convert will seal him forever in the.
If anybody wants to watch it, Winter 2013 Final Division 2.
Yep.
Gladiators tie the game up.
Yeah,
with
they
2
marched
plays
back
left.
and tied it,
And Pat Jerome on the 1-point convert, pick 6 to win the game.
Big play coming up here. Finest this year were 4-1 in Brossard. The last 2 years, 6-4.
Thank you
Meanwhile,
for explaining that for those at home who have not seen the play and
Well,
don't
yeah.
automatically know what we're talking about.
Top Guns looking to make this an 8-point lead. Springer, second quarterback, plenty of time. Short pass, Lyristis, got it.
This is huge now.
That could have been another penalty on
Yep.
Nate Taylor with that tomahawk again on John Lyristis.
And now Springer is revved up. And as we speculated, they will have the ball at the 1-yard line. And I think for Kevin Wyeth, as we are now inside 16 minutes, unofficially 16 minutes, he might look at this as being a fun task to start from his 1.
Top Guns are going to need to jump every route here. This is that play.
He may be going deep, though.
I don't know. I see Karim Bennett like
I
somewhere,
feel
someone in the
Pat
middle.
Jerome post.
Playing aggressive is the Top Guns. Going deep. Keyshawn Thompson, 2 yards too far.
Wee. That was very close. Very close. Ryan Perry was with him all the way, but
And here's the replay right now, gentlemen. One-on-one, man-to-man look. Wyeth found the
he
match
had a
he
step
wanted,
on him.
and unfortunately it was 2 yards too deep.
A little bit of talk between Perry and Thompson going back into the huddle right now.
I like to see the talking, though. The talking
Yep.
makes it more exciting.
We're seeing also that the Top Guns defense is no longer static. We're seeing players being moved around. Ryan Perry now on the outside covering Keyshawn Thompson. Giovanni Lanni on Karim Bennett.
And Rashawn Perry on Pat Jerome. And here's Jerome, drop ball,
drop.
third of the game.
Ooh, that's a big drop.
Gentlemen, it is now third down. When we talk about third down conversions for the Finals so far, 2 for 2. But remember last time, Rashawn Perry almost picked it off against Kevin Wyeth.
Both quarterbacks right now with 6 incompletions. A little bit uncharacteristic, but still part of we do understand this is a finals type matchup.
And Wyeth has to be aware of the back line. Good snap. Wyeth looking. Avoids the rush. Away he goes. Wyeth makes one move. First down and more. Wyeth down the sideline. Touchdown.
No, that's 45 or 50.
49-yard touchdown.
That is ginormous. Wow.
And that could be the backbreaker for the Top Guns as they lay in waste as Kevin Wyeth blew right by them.
Mokan, that is why he is at the top of the pantheon of quarterbacks.
Those are both plays where Kevin Wyeth has just gotten that
Look
step
at this,
and beaten
gentlemen.
Carl
One
Denis.
missed tackle. 2
Three missed tackles in one.
But if we get an overhead view to see how many bodies were laid to waste.
Here we go,
on the
right
ground.
here.
Here we go, gentlemen.
Eagle
That's
with the
Denis with 1 missed
1.
tackle.
2.
2 missed tackles.
And 3 and 1 right here.
3 missed tackles.
Oh, boy.
And a spin move to boot. As Scott Payne and then Rashawn Perry with the last missed tackle.
The crowd now chanting Kevin Wyeth. We've mentioned Kevin doesn't run often, but when he does, he runs for a certain impact.
Kevin Wyeth.
Leo Gervais, the head referee, says one of the greatest players.
Yeah,
in
what a
FBF.
swing, too. Going from a potential
I agree.
The second greatest
potential
play,
safety,
Leo. Second greatest play, Leo Gervais.
Going from a potential safety to swing in the other direction for a touchdown for 6.
That is an 8-point swing, gentlemen, for the Finest. Now up by 14, going for 1.
Fantastic. Oh. How could you even be mad?
Pinned at your own 1, third down
Be mad at
conversion,
myself.
and they get it. 9th first down, 3 for 3 on third down converts. Here's Wyeth. Short pass, caught. Chenard. Got it.
Top Guns clamoring that it wasn't indeed a catch. Paul Lapierre a little bit upset at Walter Berry there.
Perhaps we can get a replay on it. Jacques Voigt trying to get his team out here, trying to get his team focused. And here's the replay again, gentlemen. Chenard. That ball. Ooh.
It's a little difficult to see with Ryan Perry in the
Broad
way for the
shoulders over
beginning of it.
there. All right, 34-20. And right now for the Finest, they have the momentum. What a swing of momentum. Right now you can see the frustration on the Top Gun side.
As always in FPF, as much as we have this up here in the booth, it is always at the discretion of the officials here.
It's tough to call it when
Yeah.
you're down there, man. It's crazy.
34-20. And right now Keyshawn Thompson trying to get an explanation. And we'll see. To no avail, I think. He won't win this at all.
It's really, really difficult to tell, even on the replay, whether it was a drop or not. At the end of the day, we have to go by the discretion of the official who saw it firsthand.
We haven't put a replay into FPF finals yet, which was discussed last year, by the way, Mokan.
And I think it might be heading towards that direction for 2017.
If we can, let's do it.
Yeah, we will. I think we will. I think
Presidente.
Here's Lapierre. Going deep. Open. Springer. One leg in the end zone.
That's what they needed to do right there. That's beautiful.
We saw Scott Payne draw the safeties with a post there, and then Jamil Springer just wide open on the sidelines.
They're keeping it close, guys. This is what they need to do. Even after a bad call
a
on
flub
their
like that, yeah, absolutely.
in their opinion, a bad call. they come right back, jump on the horse, and get back into the game. That's beautiful. I like to see that.
Unofficially, we're approaching 10 minutes left in this game here. It might be a little bit less because of the timeout that was called earlier, but we'll see what happens. But a big point coming up here, 8-point lead for the Finest. This has been quite the dramatics. Looking right, pumping, middle, open, Payne through his hands, and that is 7 lost points from Scott Payne.
Jermaine Lewis with him every step of the way there.
Take it easy, Mokan. I think there was a hand in on that one.
Perhaps there was, but nonetheless, though, if your hand's on it.
Mokan, would you have caught it? With that dopey finger?
We'll find out next year.
Yeah, okay.
Garrett Taylor back in the lineup. 9:45 left in this game. And again, we talk about the fact that the Finest are 7-0 when they lead at halftime. Top Guns 2-3 when they trail, and they have some work to do down by 8. Could this be their golden ticket to gain that turnover? Taylor, the left slot back. Jerome, the right slot back. Looking left, open, middle.
Oh.
Picked off, no. Incomplete, flagging the play.
And it looks like they're going to call that a spot foul right there for defensive pass interference.
You know what? I feel as if the refs think they have to give one back for the play against Rashawn Perry in the end zone last time, but that's an iffy call.
I don't think that's necessarily the case.
That's an iffy call, though.
Ryan Perry sort of undercutting
we'll see
that route
and
there.
here's a replay, gentlemen, right here. Garrett Taylor, the left slot back, Ryan Perry, the right cornerback, going deep, and
we will need the bird's eye view there, but
here it is again, gentlemen.
No flag.
No flag.
No flag.
Taylor opens slightly. Perry coming in.
You went for the pick. I agree with the no flag.
So no flag. It'll be second down coming up here with about 8:40 or so left. Again, unofficial time. But it is getting very testy in Brossard. But the one thing, gentlemen, that what we fail to realize, or now being realized by Top Guns, a lot of times being wasted because of the
with this discussion right now, the clock is running.
Clock is running, gentlemen. Kareem Bennett and snapper. Same formation as before. Will Mike Harrington now check in? Wide open. Thompson, great move upfield. Will that be enough for a first down?
Looks like it is.
Looks like it is, and it's the same play that they go to when they need it. They got to stop giving that cushion to Keyshawn Thompson. You got to jump every road at this point. You're down 8.
It's looking almost like Leo Lenny and Ryan Perry were playing a high-low there, and that's the right route to call against it.
Like I said, if you're going to play cover 2, Kevin's going to read you like a book. He knows every play that he has in his repertoire against cover 2. He's going to throw it as soon as he sees it.
1st and 10. Just at midfield, Wyeth looking, going short. Kareem Bennett with the basket catch. And he almost trucked Ryan Perry, who was trucked by Simone Dagenet.
He did truck him like a Simone Dagenet.
Simone Dagenet trucked him back in week 7 in Papineau. And it'll be second down coming up with about 8:15 left.
Ryan Perry's got to squat more, I think.
You tell him that.
Hit the gym.
I did last time when I played him.
Right now, the Finest have owned the possession in the second half. 10 minutes to about 6 minutes and change for the Top Guns. And they're up by 8. Wyeth looking left, going cross. Here's Jerome, and a great tackle by Leo Lanny. And outside the picture, I believe that is Rashawn Perry, is that?
Look, that drag was enough to get those yardage and march the field down for Kevin. Yeah, in comes Rashawn Perry again.
And that should be enough for a first down, gentlemen. Yes, it is. The 11th first down of the game for the Finest. This drive approaching rapidly 4 minutes. High snap. Wyeth looking. Great play by Ryan Perry.
Fantastic. Way to read that play. They knew it was coming. Ryan read it perfectly. And you know what, Top Guns, the thing is, they seem to be getting their emotions in check, too. Mm-hmm. They're keeping it under wraps. They're not getting too over-emotional on plays. Jamil's holding the fort down right now.
Interesting to note as well, Giovanni Lani currently on the sidelines for Top Guns. We have Jacques Void in that 3 position for them.
Big play for the Finest. Can they cash it in? Taylor, touchdown!
Eesh. Not much you can do on that.
No, that's just that quick read, timing route there.
Listen,
one of the routes that Montreal's Finest just run ad nauseum so well.
Garrett ran a great route, and with the speed that Kevin throws a ball, it is very hard to cover that. I know full well. See, it's just a regular 5 out.
Just makes a break on the out, and the ball's already gone.
If Leo wanted to do anything on that, he would have had to broke before Kevin even pumped back to throw it. It's really hard to do.
Time is running for the Top Guns. It is their enemy, the ally of the finest, as we are approaching inside 6 minutes left in this second half. Looking left, Wyeth.
Big points.
Denis can't get to him yet. Great play by Springer. Can he return it back? No, he won't.
Still big points, though. Still big
preventing
points.
the...
Oh, there's a flag after the play.
And we'll see who this will go against. Steve Hodhod with the quick trigger
Maybe
flag.
Jerome.
We see Jerome definitely involved in that altercation, but whether he was the initiator or the responder.
Gentlemen, that drive took 5 minutes and 13 seconds.
It's looking like it's coming. Yeah, it's coming down to half field, so it's against Montreal's finest, Pat Jerome. OC?
It's got to be for a 15-yard penalty like that.
Yeah.
And right now, the finest, they're up by 14, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot, giving
The refs
ample opportunities to Top Guns.
The
Guys.
refs seem to not be taking any crap today with talking.
Must be the heat. Void gets it, and that'll be enough for a first down. And they will have to move very fast.
You definitely, as an official, need thick skin to be doing a Div 1 final like this. So
especially with the finest in it, and
good
guys
on
like
them,
Jamil,
absolutely.
Ryan Perry, Rashawn Perry. These guys.
Imagine if the ABE was in it.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. To be honest, with the guys that they have on the field right now, it's a lot tamer than I thought it would have been.
You're talking about the 4 referees or the game or the game itself?
The game itself.
Oh, very well.
I think we'll see temper start to flare a little bit more the closer this game gets, especially if Top Guns
Agreed.
score on this play.
Agreed.
Lapierre going to Lyristis. Great
Oh.
catch and forced out of bounds by Jermaine Parrish.
Great hands by John right there. Fantastic catch.
Top Guns seem to be running a hurry-up offense now, just trying to get back to the huddle as fast as possible.
So far, 1 minute and 5 seconds on this drive.
4 minutes and 25 seconds unofficially left.
I believe it's a little bit less because we had a little stall on the clock before. So we assume it's about 4 minutes left.
Are you questioning Eagles' abilities?
Slightly I am, yes.
Okay.
His 5th game. Big play for the Top Guns offense. Lapierre, quick pass, Lyristis, touchdown.
That's a foul. That should be a flag too, right after the.
And that could have been.
They got lucky.
We see that Lyris has been just sort of those consistent hands for Top Guns at this moment.
This is a big point for them. They're going for 1. Makes the game within 7 points if they do get it. This is huge.
Every point matters from this juncture onwards. Can they get the extra point to make it a 7-point lead? Lapierre's got all day. Pump. Going back to the end zone. Great
Sack
play
lunch.
by Kareem Bennett.
Sack lunch right there by Kareem. Big points.
2-minute drive, but now can they get back the ball?
Paul Lapierre cut it a little bit too close there in the release, throwing it, and
He pumped the one a little bit too long on that one.
Referees conversing on the official time left on the clock. A timeout called. And
Montreal's finest looking calm, cool, and collected in complete control at the moment.
They always do though. They never look nervous, even when they're down. And they're not down. So imagine.
And here we go. The drive that can define this game. 8-point lead. Wyeth pumping. Down the sidelines. Harrington! Got it!
Oh, that's big right there. That's coming up big for your team. We hadn't seen a lot of offensive production from Mike Harrington up until this point, and we see now that's huge, especially chirping Sean Perry after the play.
And Rashawn Perry, who was given the accolade of Defensive Player of the Year, was slightly exposed.
Listen, I don't know about you, but scoring that fast, I mean, it doesn't solidify the game right now.
I agree with you that it doesn't solidify the game. That being said, it's definitely, you feel that touchdown's impact right now.
Believe that's
you can see the body language of Top Guns right now. They know that
Top
the
Guns
odds are stacked against them.
They need to call a timeout right now is what they need to do.
I believe they have one timeout left. So they have one timeout left, and now Keyshawn Thompson going as a quarterback. Looking, and he will get stripped by Carl Denis.
Not allowed to strip anybody, Mocon.
I
You
know.
dropped the ball, okay?
I know,
Know
sir.
the rules.
Top Guns are rushing here. Mo, you said the time is the ally of the finest up until this point.
You need to call a timeout if you're the Top Guns right now. You got under a minute left.
Well, they have to score before the minute elapses to 5 plays.
After this play, first thing you do is call a timeout. So hopefully they do it.
Void, open, first down and more.
Call that time.
Still has not been called. They're picking up the bags as fast as possible.
34 seconds. They're trying. You know what? They're trying to get an extra play in before that.
It looks like we're being told from the sidelines that Top Guns are actually out of timeouts.
Out of Top. Oh, okay.
So now it's a matter of scoring and hopefully gain at least some plays. Lapierre looking left, going to the middle, flagging the play.
There's a flag.
And this might be rusher interference, perhaps. And this could be going against the Finest. Yes, it is. But at a cost of 5 plays.
It's over, the game.
Yep.
The game's over. Yeah. Even if Top Guns score, Finest can call the game.
Yeah, they can absolutely. So
I don't know if the
at this
Finest
point
will.
in the downtime, who do you consider the finals MVP for the finest?
Who else are you going to give it to, my friend? Kevin Wyeth.
I thought it was Cream Bennett.
Cream Bennett has had those
Tell me
catches.
why, Mokan.
Garrett Taylor, 2 receptions for 2 touchdowns as well, coming up huge for the finest.
Caught! Springer! And he gives a LeBron stare to Nate Taylor.
Like I gave to him last week?
Yes. He was really scared by your...
He got scared. He told me after the game he got scared. Well, I mean, it puts it into terms that make it look like it was a close game, but it's over, boys and girls. Montreal's Finest take another one.
And for the Finest, gentlemen, they went on an odyssey of some sorts. For some teams, this would be a short-lived odyssey, but for the Finest, it's a long-lived odyssey.
Mokan quote.
Yeah.
You know Ricky-isms from
Trailer Park Boys?
Trailer Park Boys?
Yes,
you
of
got
course.
your own, my friend. You got your own.
Not even close.
Oh.
August 9th, 2015 was their last reign as champions.
Looks like finest are still going to take the field and play those plays out. Oh, there's 5 plays. That's why. So the game is not exactly over.
I thought there was 5 plays left. Now there's 5 plays, so they need to get a first down to end this game. Oh, boy.
This could get a little bit tricky here, but August 9th.
We have an 8-point game here. This can be brought into overtime.
Perhaps.
But it's going to require preventing Montreal's finest from getting that. First
Rashawn
down.
Perry picked 6 to put it to 2 points. I'm calling it now. Kevin's running now, so.
You would expect Wyeth would run at some point. Snap. For the game.
Oh,
play.
wow.
Rashawn Perry throwing his body out there. Great job.
Fantastic play defensively. And he's talking smack after. I love it.
Almost a backbreaker, but brought back within reach for Top Guns.
And now
Great
Ryan
play by
Perry
Rashawn Perry.
giving his 2 cents.
Great play by Rashawn Perry.
Bigger play coming up here. Can they come up with 3 more stops? Second down.
I see Kareem Bennett here.
Looking
Again,
for the
Same
game.
play.
Game over.
Set.
Match.
I think that's the only way to respond.
Pat Jerome has ended the Top Gun's hopes of winning a Div 8 title.
And a flag.
Flag has been thrown, but that
Doesn't
this
mean
game is-
anything.
yeah, it doesn't mean anything. This game is over.
They ran the exact same play right in Rashawn's face to put it.
And Rashawn
Last
Perry
nail in the
giving
coffin.
his 2 cents.
I can just hear Kevin in that huddle too. The second they all back,
Do it again.
Let's run it again. Let's
it again.
Let's show them.
I've been in that huddle. That's exactly
Will
what
they
he
go
said.
for 2?
Mokan.
Looks like Top Guns are signaling to end the game.
August 9, 2015, the reign came to an end by D-Boys, or
Roosters and Donkeys.
August 7, 2016, they are back on top of the Spring League.
And good for them. They deserve this one. They were number 1 at the end of the season, and now they're number 1 at the end of playoffs.
And
This game needs to end with the chirpiness
This
here.
game absolutely needs to end. Huge turnout we've had. One of the better turnouts we've had, even for a Division A or Division 1 final. Usually we see it a little bit more stacked towards the lower divisions, and it starts to thin out by the time the night goes on. But this is a great turnout for the league.
Even Ken Moore is out here with his lovely girlfriend. So
you know what? I'm going to put it on a recording that my suggestion was for the Division 1, 2, and 3s that they put in the primetime slot in the upcoming years. Say that 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock slots, so that the younger teams in Division 6, Division 5, Division 4.
And right now, Rashawn Perry.
We have 50.
Game,
That's 49 more than
match.
usual.
The funnest
Kevin Wyeth
are your
is
2016 spring champions. Gentlemen, your thoughts.
He just gave me the finger.
He did. Yes, he
Mike
did.
Harrington just gave me the finger.
I think he gave you both, actually.
Hey, give me both fingers. If I could talk to him right now, I'd say I was not even playing. So I don't know why you're mad at me. Jeez.
Look at the end of the day. It's been a very solid.
All that
set of
talking during the
finals.
game, and you know what? It's a soft. Everyone's being okay in the
Yeah.
huddle. That's what we like to see. The common respect between both teams. Fantastic. Congratulations to Montreal.
Fierce competitors who let it all out on the field, but we know that
For the most part, a lot of these guys are our teammates outdoors, so there's not going to be any real hate out there. And congratulations to Montreal's finest. Back on top.
So now it all comes down to who are we going to choose for the finals MVP more than anything.
Who do you think? You asked me. I didn't ask you.
I know. It's very difficult to say. Like the backbreaker with Pat Jerome's touchdown could be considered for it. Garrett Taylor's stellar play on offense could be considered for it.
I don't think.
Obviously, I think that we're all just trying to find reasons not to give it to Kevin at this point.
I don't think Rob wants to, but I think he's going to have to.
Yeah, it's without a doubt. Keyshawn Thompson, as the captain of Montreal's finest, hoisting that cup right now.
It's back in their possession. It's not the real cup that they want. They want the actual Division 1 cup that's not presented in spring. And the MVP goes to Kevin
Wyeth.
There we go. Well deserved. I think that's his 20th award. I'm not even kidding. His 20th individual award. It is.
The shelf that they're all on is gonna break at some point.
I think they're looking at us. Who are they looking at?
Oh no, they want to. It looks like they're bringing out Ken Moore.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ken Moore
They
being
want
brought
me?
down.
Hey, a kid.
Ken Moore, who injured his knee the day before the spring season, was replaced by Pat Jerome, and they will include him on the trophy year. And for the finest, they come away with another trophy. And this sets up very well for the winter season, gentlemen, and what could be a fascinating 2017 year.
It's been very, very. It's been inspiring as well to see the sort of parity in the higher divisions now. It's a lot more encouraging to see those teams make that jump as well.
Now, Mo Khan, who do you think is going to be making the step up to Division 1 this winter?
It's a great question, gentlemen. You wonder if Monstars could be
Monstars are the
in
most
that
likely.
I agree that they should.
predicament.
I think Star City, who won Division B today, should also.
Perhaps they will jump up as well. There's a lot of variables here, gentlemen. What's the cap for teams? You can go 8 or you can go 10, perhaps 12. So
The only thing
The
about
difficulty with Star City as well is that
Dan
Daniel
Lazara.
Lazara possibly quarterbacking or likely quarterbacking for Concordia not being eligible to play in FPF.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Maybe next spring then we'll say. But you know what? These young guns coming up, moving up into the high divisions, that's what our hope was from the get-go. We talk about it on the podcast. We call out a lot of guys just to say, stop talking trash and come up and play against the best.
And
they have started, so it's good.
Gentlemen, looking at this to wrap it up right now with the way DIVA played out, it had a lull for a bit, but towards the end of the season we saw some riveting games. A lot of upsets, so to speak. Legends beating Monstars, Monstars beat Finest, Top Guns beat ABE 3 times. So many twists and turns in the second half of the year. Could this carry over once again as Div 1 winter was?
I really hope it does. To be honest, as a player in Division 1, sorry, GM, you're not in my group.
It's fine.
I'm just kidding. But being in Division 1, we'd love to see new teams coming in, the young guys coming in. I remember back in the day when I played for Montreal's Finest, we had a season where we had 3 teams in Division 1. That's not fun. It's not.
No, not good at all.
Right.
But again, it'll be all dependent on teams moving up here. Gentlemen, final thoughts here as we wrap up the Div A final. Quite the fireworks and how it was. But GM, your final thoughts.
Look, we saw that this game was within reach for both teams throughout the bulk of it. We saw that momentum swing with it being an 8-point game going into the second half. There's not much more you want from this.
Top Guns put up a bigger fight than I thought they would, absolutely, and good on them. Obviously, Montreal's finest a little bit too strong on the day as usual, but I'm glad to see the competitiveness is still at its highest point that it's ever been.
Yeah, credit where credit is due.
Exactly. So just good on the league to where it's become, what it's become, and it's only going to get better from here.
On behalf of the entire staff and crew here, it's been a fantastic DIVA final. Matt Kierak, Jim Lyristis, Brian Aridi, Rob Wyeth, Alex Dakla, even Vince Nardone, who's not a part of the broadcast but would have been a part of the broadcast.
If you didn't lose in the finals.
Of course. You can watch the Div 2 finals later on.
It beat.
Well, we want to wish everyone a fantastic fall season. We'll see you in January 2017. What could be an exponential Div 1 season of fun and storylines.
Look, in the meantime, in this off-season as well, with that overnight charity tournament for FPF to be hitting the Guinness Book of World Records for longest time.
I'm adding it to my CV.
Stay tuned for that and other news and notes from FPF. We want to wish you guys a great rest of the summer. We'll see you January 2017. Good evening and good night, Top Guns.
Good night, Mokan.
Good night, Mokan.